Hello dear cultists, and welcome to the second episode of the live recording metal masterclass.
I still have questions, I still have doubts. There is darkness all around. Think about a way out. Find a way in, no way out.
Boys and girls, we all know how to record vocals in the studio, right? We all know how a professional vocal session looks like. Usually, there's a very big microphone involved on a stand, hanging like this in front of the singer. And don't get me wrong, microphones like this one sound amazing. Many of them sound amazing. And they do inspire some singers. Some singers feel like sounding larger than live if they are in front of a microphone like this. So nothing wrong with it. But you know what? Sometimes you got to do things a little differently. And the reason is that the most important part of a vocal session is that the artist, the singer, feels comfortable. And sometimes that's easy to achieve and sometimes it can be impossible. And for some singers, that is crucial, that everything is exactly like they want it. And for other singers, they're more flexible and more easy to deal with. It really depends. That situation, that typical studio vocal recording situation that I just described with a big microphone right in front of your face might be cool for some people. For a lot of singers, especially from the punk, hardcore and extreme metal world, that's an awkward, a weird situation because they're not used to that. They are used to a live or a rehearsal room situation where they hold a mic in their hand, put it right here, and where they can move around and jump around. And that's how they are used to perform. And if they feel like locked into a weird place, it doesn't make them sound better. And if a handheld microphone makes the artist feel better, feel more comfortable, makes him or her perform better, that's what you want as an engineer, as a producer, because it's gonna make your live a lot easier, probably. At least that's something you want to try. And I can give you a good example. My good friend Julien Truchon from the band Benighted, who is one of the greatest death metal singers out there, if you ask me. I think 3 or 4 records ago, he asked me if we could try a handheld mic. And we tried a few, did a sound check, found one. And we never stopped doing that because it turned out he performed better. And that's not only better for him, it also makes him sound better and it speeds up the entire session. So, win-win. Great for everybody. But I can already hear a lot of people scream like, you can't do that. People told me it's not good. It's technically wrong. Why should I use a cheap handheld mic instead of my expensive boutique microphone? And that is, in a way, it's correct because technically it's not going to sound better. And most handheld dynamic microphones are technically inferior to a $4,000 mic like this one. You can't really use a microphone like this. This microphone is not built for handheld use and it's not built for getting that close. You got to use dynamic microphones most of the time. Typically, it's dynamic microphones. And believe me, there's a huge variety of handheld microphones out there. And they all sound very, very different. And there are also big quality differences. Because what you want is a microphone that still sounds good, even if you get really close. So that means a microphone with a less prominent proximity effect. That's one thing. And you need a microphone that can handle all the plosives, all the spitting and all the stuff. But the good news is there are some microphones out there that are built for exactly that use. And today we're going to try 3 of them and we're going to find out which one sounds best for the singer we record today. And as you guys remember, I recently did a live recording session with the Dutch hardcore band No Turning Back. Great band, check them out, link below. So we went to a studio near Prague in Czech Republic and we tracked all the instruments live. And now we recorded the vocals here at KOHLE studio. And we tried to stay as true to that live spirit as possible. So that's why we tried to only use handheld microphones. And of course, we had to do a sound check to find out which microphone is the best one. So there's one microphone that I use most of the time for this, but this time I had two other microphones that I wanted to try. And in a minute, I'm going to show you the whole sound check of that session. Just a few words about that session. We filmed the entire session, the recording of the instruments, the sound check, and the recording of the vocals, and turned this into a documentary, into a course where people can watch the entire session, be a fly on the wall during the entire session, and you can also download the multitracks and mix that song yourself, which is really cool. It's a unique recording without click, without editing. It's really pure. It's like hardcore is supposed to sound. There's a link below to the entire course. I think that's, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours or something, including the multitracks. If that sounds interesting to you, check it out. But now we're gonna watch the sound check of the vocal recording session with no turning back here at KOHLE. Enjoy.
Hello, dear cultists, and welcome to the second episode of the live recording metal masterclass.
I still have questions, I still have doubts. There is darkness all around. Think about a way out. Find a way in, no way out.
I have 3 microphones that we're going to try. This is the classic, the only one that I use, or so far have used in the studio for handheld stuff. The, you know it all, infamous Shure SM7B. I usually have the low cut on when it's like this, and I have the high boost or something on. And I think the reason why this one sounds really good handheld, and like if you have your mouth close to the mic, is because the membrane is actually quite far away because of this basket here. But there are other alternatives out there. For example, this SE Electronic Dynacaster, which, like you can see, it goes into the direction of the SM7B, just looks way cooler and has the same color, red and black, like my live room, which makes it even cooler. And one of the differences is that you have pretty flexible filters here for the low end and for the high end that we're gonna try. And this is actually the first time I used this mic. And not important for me, but maybe important for a lot of people out there recording vocals, is that this one has an inbuilt active 30 dB boost. That means if you engage phantom power on your preamp, you can turn this on and have 30 dB more gain. If you have ever worked with an SM7B, which is the most quiet microphone I have ever heard, you will appreciate this big time. Anyway, we're gonna compare them. Let's see what we end up with. And then as a little wild card, I have this microphone that a lot of people love for live use, that a lot of artists use. This is the SE Electronics V7, not the V7X that I tend to use on snare and guitar cabs. It's just the V7, the vocal version. We're also gonna try this. 3 mics to compare. Let's see what we're gonna use.
Yeah.
And there it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now I can hear you. I'll just play the song for you. We see what happens. Again, there's no compression right now because for comparing the mics, I would need more compressors. So we just record the dry signal first, and it will feel better later once it's compressed.
I don't know what's good for you. I know you heard it through and through. Singing away more and more. And it's telling you that the friends are more.
Well, that sounds cool. So let's just to save your voice, let's just record whatever, a few parts, or 1 or 2 parts, and then switch the mics, repeat, switch the mics, repeat, and then decide which one we're going to use.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life is going on. There's only the strong survive.
So now we try the other mic.
Check, check! I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive.
Great, thank you.
Check, check, hey! I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive.
Thank you. Little break, and I'll compare the mics.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive. I don't know what's good for you. I know you're hurting, true and true. You're sinking away. I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive. I don't know what's good, I'm no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive.
Actually, the Rudi Carrell sounds the fullest, but it has some of those live issues, which again could be something where we say like, fuck it, that's what it is.
My favorite for me
Yeah.
was the one with the soft.
The black one.
Yeah, the black one.
For sure.
That was my favorite
For like
That's
to
the
sing.
first.
I think it's also because, like usually I, when I record normally standing mic,
yeah.
I can put my lip on that soft. Yeah, exactly.
Let me just try this way.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, only the strong survive life. You're going on, cause only the strong survive.
Here's a plugin called Deplosive, which is actually for like bad recordings where you have those poop, poop, poop noises, and it actually works.
Nice.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive. I don't know what you're hurting, true, I'm no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same.
That's the black one. Sounds more mid-forward or something.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same.
And Rudi Carrell.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive. What's good for you? I know you're hurting, true and true. You're sinking away, more and more, I need to stand by you.
Hard to tell. In the mix, maybe we don't need the thickness.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive. I don't know what's good for you. I know you're hurt. You're sinking away, more and more. I need to stand by you, cause that's what friends are for.
Let's try one more, because I will use a different setting on one of the mics. In the mix, it feels like
You don't need the thickness.
yeah, it's actually
like
making it a little more cloudy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So solo it's better, but in the mix, right now the black one sounds the best, the Shure mic. But there's also like on the second one or the first one, the Dynacaster you used. There's like this high lift. So if I remove that, it might be cooler. So I'll try that. So let's put this to linear. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
With the first one you used.
Okay.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, you're going on, cause only the strong survive. I don't know what's good for you.
That sounds great.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life, hang on, cause only the strong survive. I am no stranger to pain.
Interesting. It feels like the Dynacaster is now as bright as the SM7.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we say how we live this life. You're going on, cause only the strong survive. I don't know what's good. I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, and I'm just saying how we live this life. Going on, cause only the strong survive.
I like this. I don't know, the other one has a certain hardness. Now it has the same airy feel without being too bright. And it doesn't have the boop, boop, boop problem of the Rudi KOHLE mic.
I am no stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same.
This actually doesn't sound handheld at all. It sounds really good. Like,
Stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life. You're going on, cause only the strong survive.
what's cool is that it sounds airy, but there's no problems with any S's or something.
No stranger to pain. Look at me, we are not the same. How we live this life.
Let's take that one. Let me just save this so people can listen to this. And then we can compress the shit out of it. That's gonna feel a lot better for you because everything will be more in your face. All right, microphone sound check is done. We have checked out 3 microphones. First one was the classic, the Shure SM7B that a lot of people use, and it's my go-to microphone for anything handheld so far. But we also had 2 microphones from SE Electronics that are known for being great in that scenario as well. One is the Dynacaster, and the other one is the V7. Both turned out to sound cool. You heard it, the V7 actually sounded fuller than the other microphones, but it also had those plop problems, you know, and those plosives. But it turned out it sounded great soloed, like a little bigger than the other ones, but a little too muffled and a little too cloudy or something in the mix. So we skipped that one after first thinking it was the coolest. But that was quickly skipped. And then it was between the Dynacaster and the SM7B. And we started with, because the Dynacaster has not only this inbuilt 30 dB boost, which is really helpful if you don't have any like professional mic pre's. And we're not using it right now because Martin is so fucking loud that we don't need it. So I had to turn that off. But I was using the high filter, the treble boost on the mic, which sounded, in this case, sounded a little too bright. So I turned it off again. And then I felt like it sounded the most balanced because the SM7 still sounds very close, but a little more telephone-ish in comparison, a little cheaper. So it sounds like a little more, whatever, hi-fi version, mix-ready version of the SM7. That's my impression right now, but you guys can download exactly those takes that we just recorded. So you can compare those 3 microphones and the Dynacaster in the 2 settings with the treble lift and without. And I gotta say, I have become a fan of the SE Electronics Dynacaster. I'm an SE Electronics fanboy anyway, you know that. I've been using many of their mics for many years here in the studio. But anyway, for me, it's the better SM7 because it's more flexible with all the switches. It's more affordable, right? And you don't need a fancy preamp to drive it. And it looks really cool. So if you're in the market for an SM7, for something like this, check out the Dynacaster and see how you like it. If you want to see more of this course, of this recording session, as I told you, there's an entire course, a documentary, several hours where you can watch me recording drums, bass, guitars, everything. I show every detail. You can be a fly on the wall, and you can download the multitracks and mix the song yourself. Lot of dirty fun. There's a link below to that course. It's called the Metal Live Recording Masterclass. And if you want to be even smarter, just become a member of KOHLE Audio Cult. That's my academy, because that includes all the courses I have done. Tons and tons of different courses about recording and mixing and mastering from me and from other cool people. I think that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to ring the bell. And don't forget to tell me which microphone you prefer from this video or which microphone you use in the studio for recording handheld vocals, right? That's all for today. Once again, I see you in hell, motherfuckers. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.